Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're welcome to another episode of Loose Talk Podcast.
Yep.
My name is Usagi Alunga.
My name is LT2.
My name is Steve Dede.
And we got N6 in the building. I wanted to go on my usual rant. But we got an OG in the building.
It's a
pleasure to be
N6
here.
by all means is an OG. If you don't know, you'll be educated on this episode. I always wanted to ask this question. How did you get a radio?
Oh man, my radio was crazy. Go to my Instagram page, and there's a happy birthday I did for Daddy Freeze where I wrote my story of how I got into radio. So when the record deal with Fourth Republic ended, what happened was Fourth Republic was just literally me and my rich friends. Just my rich friends had extra money at the time. We all came together, we were pushing ourselves at Jabota record label. We're in Lekki. We really didn't know much. We should have read so much more and would have lasted longer. Fino was my producer in Fourth Republic. A lot of people don't know this.
Fino Fino.
Fino Fino.
I have
Before I became an English rapper.
an album produced by Fino.
Wow.
Because in Fourth Republic, Maximum came with a producer called Zella, who did
Yeah.
Bulliot
Shout out to Zella Zells.
Kills.
Yeah.
And this
And
should be the
then,
video for Ikechukwu.
There was my manager in Fourth Republic then was a guy called Eloka Elopi Okaro. Eloka is currently Fino's manager. You don't even see Fino, you don't see Eloka.
Wow.
Yeah. So LOP brought, we went on a Globacom tour. LOP took us to Enugu. So I remember they had paid us, I think, ₦1 million and we were 4 and we shared it. So like 250 grand each.
Yeah.
So I came out of this hotel because after the show, we said, oh, we'll stay in Enugu for a few more days. Let me just throw back. So I came out of this hotel and right in front of us was a record label called Keruzo Records in Enugu. And they had a big ass signboard on top of this huge building with artists. And the producer then was a guy called Mekoyo. I can't forget.
Shout out to
So
McCoy.
I'm like, I told Maxi, I said, look, my nigga, we got all this money. While we waiting for the label to do, let's go to that studio. So we walked to Caruso Records, and LOP told me, if you go there, ask for a guy called Fino. Fino used to be a backup dancer for Duncan Mighty.
I can't picture that.
Fino.
Obago.
Don't
Let me
come
blow
and
your mind.
Obago.
He used to do it with a mask.
Holy shit.
Please, is there a video of that?
Oh man, I need to go and look
This
at
is
all
before
Duncan
the
Mighty
internet.
videos. Oh,
Old video.
This is before the internet, my nigga. So Fino used to be a backup, and then he was a producer. So we got there, and there was a chick called Stacy. She's very popular in Enugu. I think she does yoga now. And Stacy was there. We had
I think she does yoga now.
No, like, I'm sorry, but if I just said what my brain
Yeah.
remembers.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the first thing
Everyone
that came to
remembers.
my
She's
mind,
a
yeah.
big girl. She
Yeah.
has obviously so
Yeah.
much. That yoga
Shout out
is
to you, Stacey.
so shout out to Stacy, the yoga instructor in Enugu. So Stacy was there and Fino was there, and Fino did one beat for me and one beat for Maximum, and we loved him. Fino literally did those beats in 15 minutes. One beat for me, 15 minutes. One beat for Maximum, 15 minutes. I'd never known this guy. I just walked into a studio and there was a producer there making beats. Never met him. I said, look, I just know LOP said we should look for Fino. Are you Fino? He said, yeah, I'm Nelson. I said, oh my goodness. So that's how we parlayed. A couple months later, LOP brings Fino to Lagos. Fino wasn't interested in being a musician, he just wanted to be a producer. So we had one mixtape then called Streets is Military, N6 and Fino, the mixtape. I have a laptop with over 2,000 songs from Fourth Republic era, because I had to wait for 7 years for my royalties to clear before I could bring them out. So that laptop literally is the label. So I'm going to put out a lot of music, even James Bond. I'm going to put out all those songs. I'm going to put out, I might put out the second Fourth Republic album that James Bond was meant to be the promo CD for. Because fuck it, if they're all married with kids now, anybody can get too mad if I do it. You know, so I'm going to do it, really. 2018 I will
Wow,
do it.
that's crazy.
Fino.
That's
So
crazy.
we brought Fino in, and Fino was a great producer, beautiful guy. I love him. Fino no get wahala. Do him like this, he go do him, he go. So when Fourth Republic broke up,
Yeah.
LOP and Fino linked up, and Fino started rapping.
In
In
English?
In English. He'd been pushing. He had a track called Qualify, Identify. He had a track like Amplify. Multiply.
We don't die, we multiply.
I know I had to go through it in my head.
Yeah, the first
So he had all those tracks, and LOP is pushing him till now. LOP is still his manager.
That's
till
crazy.
Today.
That's crazy.
Funky, who was our second manager, ended up as the MD CEO of Jumia. Jumia.com. He moved from Jumia to Udala.
Ooh.
That's how big we're all doing.
Some corporate tip.
Yeah, he moved on to Udala. Maximum is doing so well. Tishe is into mining. He got married. Punani is into the water thing and real estate. So even in me doing real estate businesses with my father's company, I still run into Marconi Ventures. We still did business last week. We're trying to clear up some millions going down. So it's still love for us. But everybody became, because there were those kind of kids that when the family businesses started, they had to focus on it.
Yeah.
So everybody became serious. So now, how did I get to radio? When all of this happened, I dusted off my certificates because my second degree in the UK, when I was doing law, I came back and I didn't want to read law anymore. I felt it was a waste of time. Lawyers were making 30,000 a month. I felt it was stupid. And I always told my mom the internet was going to kill certain professions. I felt the internet was going to kill law because you can Google your case and literally get advice. What the fuck is a lawyer needed for? Now the internet is affecting medicine. You can go and Google what is wrong with you and something will come out. You know, so it's affecting all of these jobs. So I told my mom, I said, this thing called the internet will kill law, and I'm not really interested in pushing law anymore, because as long as legally people can represent themselves, if they get enough facts on their case to plead their case, a lawyer is not needed. Matter of fact, a lawyer is optional. Why would I read something that is fucking optional? Why would I read something where I have to tell the guy, hey guy, I'm an option, you can use it, if not you can defend yourself. Fuck it. You know? So so I came back and they were trying to, but the truth is that law school, people, they fail, I'm gone. So so I dusted off my first certificate, the UNN one, which was political science. And I got a job in a company called AIM Group of Companies, run by Amin Ibrahim Musali. So he owns a real estate firm, he owns an engineering construction company, he owns a real estate servicing company. And then one of his biggest perks was just he liked radio, and he started three Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and a station called Nigeria Info. So he liked radio. So now I was at Cool FM. I was...
how did you, like, did you...
Okay, let me blow your mind. The Beat FM Exodus. When I got into Cool FM, matter of fact, when I came to Cool FM, 16 people resigned that day.
You just went to Cool FM just to, or you...
Half of the work staff had left.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I think the plan was to crush the company.
And just move everybody.
So they had moved everyone. They had moved drivers, you know. So I literally just waltzed in there. I liked Chocolate Royale. I went there to do dinner. I heard some random bands about just walking there. I said, people, they resign, they don't come out.
Wow.
So I walked into Cool FM. You know, I had my political science CV. I didn't even give them a certificate. I think they hired me with statement of results. The nigga asked me, what can you do? I said, look, I have a good clout in the entertainment industry. I know how to use Microsoft Word, and I'm good with numbers. What up? So I got in there. I was literally assistant head of accounts department, assistant head of HR, because I came qualified. In all fairness, I came qualified. So I was assistant head of HR. I was helping out in the accounts department because a lot of the accounts department had left. They'd done a lot of fraudulent things with the old administration. They'd ran off. The head of station was a guy who used to be in news, so they put him as head of station because the guy who was head of station had left and started 3 radio stations at the other place. So it was just crazy. The road show was done. Bemi was an afternoon. She had left. A bunch of other people had left. Rita and marketing had left. So I came in there and the place was bare empty.
Scanty.
So now they started hiring people. Ask Kayla. I was on the hiring team for Kayla.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, we weren't even to hire Kayla. There was another babe we had chosen. A chick called Nikki or whatever from London. She was the total package. But the babe wanted to be an Olosho. Came to Nigeria, was telling me, so how much do people pay? So I'll just be here. I can't even leave this studio 4 hours. And people pay me a amount. Please. Do you know how much person can make on the streets? And I said, babe, the streets, they're hungry. You go streets. So the next day we had to call Kayla up. And she came for the audition. What's her name? This other genius, Cynthia, who worked in Ebony Life. Used to work with us. Stephanie Coker was Dotsun's sidekick. We literally did the hiring process for these geniuses, now I'm saying. So when that happened, I was juggling so many portfolios. So as we were hiring a couple more people and the company was feeling more confident, I wasn't even an OAP then.
Wow.
So now they were like, oh, we've got some, but we need male OAPs. They had put freeze at Olisa's belt on the roadshow, but they needed an extra male OAP. Dotto used to do overnight, then Dotto came to I think, afternoon.
Yeah.
And there was a guy called Happy who had left as well. So they needed a male OAP. So I was there, and bare niggas were trying to be male OAPs. Bare man that were trying to be male. And I'll come, I'll look at the line into Cool FM, I'll just laugh. I'll go, I'll do my 9 to 5, I'll come, I'll go home.
Yeah.
I'll look at the line, I'll do my 9 to 5. When the one I had, they'll call me, hey, Charles, get this person. Because you were in entertainment too. So I'll talk with them, talk with them.
Because you knew
I'll
them.
go home, you know. We're trying to get that green. I'll bring them. We're trying to get this person. Call him. Call L6. I'll bring them. So this was all I was doing. So now I remember that Daddy Freeze, there was a young lady, she is the most awarded female broadcaster ever, a lady called Mashe Uwashe.
Shout out to Mashe.
Mashe
Shout out to
on
Mashe.
Wazobia FM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody has had awards up to Mashe.
Beautiful
Quote me.
voice.
Yeah. So Mashe and Daddy Freeze, they'll come to HR, they'll gist with me, you know, and we'd have a huge old discussion. And I remembered I liked Daddy Freeze and I liked Mashe, and we could connect intellectually. So Daddy Freeze told me, said, look, you're a great guy, you speak well, I don't know what it is you're doing in HR, come on radio. But so then we also had another guy called Boo Boo. Boo Boo later
Shout out
went
to
to
Boo
Radio
Boo.
Continental.
Yeah,
He's
shout out
a
to
great
Boo Boo.
guy.
Yeah.
So Boo Boo called me and said, look, man, these male OAPs are not cutting it. Come and do this thing. The OAP salary is more than the salary you're collecting in HR. And you'll get perks as an OAP and you feel blow.
Yeah.
Can't do this thing. So when I went to do the OAP audition, I did the audition as N6. Everyone in the office knew me as Namdi Wabasili or Mr. Wabasili. So I did the audition as N6. So they were calling me and discussing my salary and my perks as N6. And I'll be picking the phone call, looking at my boss between glass and he wouldn't know he was talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the Spirit of the Lord just told me, just be smart about this.
Yeah.
You know, so I never
Because they
told
would
them.
have played you.
They would have
Then
played
I
you.
would never have gotten it. So I had gotten the job as N6.
Wow.
But they didn't know who I was. And I was there, the guy in the suit and the tie, just trying to stay out of limelight. Celebrities would come to Cool FM for interviews. I'm like, the last thing these motherfuckers need to do is see my former blown ass in a suit. You know, so I let it go. And so I did the audition as N6. I did audition for Wazobia, I did an audition for Cool FM. And I passed both auditions, in Pidgin and in English. But the deficit was in Cool FM. So they called me and gave me a job in Cool FM. I argued, made sure the salary was better than my salary and made sure all the perks were there. So Daddy Freeze now came and I told him, yo, Daddy Freeze, I'm N6. And he freaked out. He was like, yo, I had the audition, man. She was late, you know. So he said this was going to happen. You do your 9 to 5 and the road show starts from 4 to 9 p.m. So, but they read news in the first hour. So I will come from 5 to 9 p.m. So I used to work 9 to 9. Now the 5 to 9 was no extra cost. So all those time he was hearing me on radio, I was doing that. So the MD said before I give him a job, I'll have to, because Daddy Freeze really fought for me. He said, look, this guy is great. He talks well, we can make this happen. So my MD was like, there were so many tests, I wasn't paid extra for it, but I stuck with it. I'll go home 9 to 9 p.m., but they want me at work by 9 in the morning. I did it, I never faltered. You know,
I know radio is like clockwork, man. It's
yeah,
clockwork,
you know, so it was like that. It messed up my body clock, everything. So at the end of the day, the guy said, look, I should train, so. So I did another year again. I trained a HR department, trained a traffic department, and accounts department, literally did all that training. And then he now said, you have enough people to take over. You won't be missed in these capacities.
Wow.
Go to radio and
Wow.
leave the 9 to 5 off. So that happened. I was Daddy Freeze's sidekick. And then we had a young lady called Vicky. Vicky left and became head of station Beat FM Ibadan. So Vicky and a guy called Wale Ozoluwa literally chained radio in Ibadan. So Vicky left for the night show. So I was taken off as a sidekick from Freeze's show and taken to the night show. And then Kayla was taken off as a sidekick from the afternoon show and taken to Freeze's show. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I became an OAP.
Wow, what an interesting
crazy
journey.
Yeah, it's crazy.
N6 people.